holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is achieveradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/achieveradio.
Hello. Time to adjust the camera. All right. Always get
like we're both
screwed up
in the dark. Welcome
to
Magical Mofos. I am Diane Lancier of soulrestoration.ca.
And I am Althea Montgomery, Creative Clearings with an S.com.
Cool. Do you know, I'm going to see if this works to share onto Facebook, the YouTube live feed, the link. If I share it, I want to see if how it behaves on Facebook. If it's just like static or static, the opposite of what I want to say.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Not moving.
If it will be, if it'll be live on Facebook, that would be interesting. But anyway,
all right.
How have you been? And I just wanted to say that, of course, we take callers. So anybody wants to call in, Althea and I do clearing work. So if you have anything that you'd like to get some clearing on, I guess.
Clearing, yeah. If you want clearing. Yeah, call in any questions. Just anything you want to talk about, get clarity on, ask us about things, give your own insights, points of view, and anything you want to energetically clear out so that you have more clarity in space and can choose more easily what you actually want in your world. Things like that. Anything. Relationship stuff, business stuff, health stuff. Nothing is off limits, actually. We prefer.
Yeah.
Bring on the weird stuff. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What is going on with my hair?
Because we're pretty weird.
Yes, we're weird. My hair agrees. It's like, okay.
So I just shared it on my Facebook page, so it links to the show, but it doesn't show us live.
Yeah. I haven't seen anyone able to do that, so.
There must be a way. I just don't know what it is. So.
Where do I? Come in and let us know how to do that.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a way. But anyway, if I did Google it once and I couldn't find anything. But the number to call in, if you'd like to call in, is 602-666-6027. And otherwise, Althea and I will just talk.
Are we going to talk about the word of the week?
The word of the week. What would the word of the week be?
The word of the week. I don't know. Go ahead.
No, go on. I was going to say last week we didn't end up doing a word of the week, but so I was going to go back into our messages and see what we had talked about. But you go on. Say what you wanted to say.
I know we talked about own. Well, what popped up for me was the sessions that I've had today with my clients. All of them were around relationships. All around relationship stuff. And I also thought it was really neat. Heather Nichols, who's an access facilitator who I really enjoy, and I do a lot of her, calls and pulls and stuff. I saw that she posted something about men and women in relationships. I don't remember the exact terms, but it's been a weird thing for a long time. People, men and women, there's books written about it. They're from Mars. We're from Venus, everything to make it complicated, separate us. And it's just really interesting how that was a huge theme for my clients. It almost always is, actually.
So the theme with your clients was the differences between... What was
the theme was communication problems with the relationship. So not knowing how to... Well, interesting. We could go with this. The vulnerability piece. a lot of men are taught not to be vulnerable and to shut down. So a lot of my male clients and male friends that I've spoken to outside of sessions talk about, well, Althea, I really care about this woman and I'm trying to be open and honest, and I just feel like when I do that, she gets really weird and distant. So it's almost like that polarity. It's like if the woman's going to be acting in the typical female role of all desperate and needy and whatever all this crap is that's put on us, then the man has to go into more of the masculine role. But I've heard from men that the more they try to do what all these women are saying they want, communicate more and be more understanding, that then women start looking at them as like a little wimp. And like, now you're getting on my nerves. Now you're getting all needy. I need some space. It's just, that's all I've been hearing, all this drama and fighting. So I don't know what your insights are if you've had these conversations with clients or friends, but it's pretty common that I've heard.
I recently saw, I'm just looking for something on the computer as we're talking, so. Okay. I was going to say I'm not being rude, but maybe you think I'm being rude. It's okay. You can think I'm being rude.
She doesn't care, and if she does, I'll clear it. We'll clear it if she's offended.
Exactly. I don't care. I recently saw a series of videos on YouTube with Dane of Access and a few other guys, and it was called The Gentleman's Club or The Return of the Gentleman or something like that. And they have a book called The Gentleman's Club, right, which I have not read, but they were talking a lot about kind of what you were just saying, how men, I don't even want to sort of like misinterpret it, but it was a very interesting topic of, I mean, really the polarity and the stereotypes and stuff. They hurt both men and women. Let's just put it that way.
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen it. I mean, I've had the guys tell me, multiple guys go, I don't know what she wants. Like, I'm doing my best here, and I'm doing exactly what she said she wanted. And then as soon as they take that role,
oh my
then
God,
it's
stop
like
twisting yourself up to be anybody else wants.
Well, I mean, like,
right there.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I guess it's in the same way of saying that it was something that they wanted to do because they wanted to help the communication and the relationship. So they attempted to the best of their ability, and then that made things worse. That just caused the problem, like made the girl run away and look at him as less desirable. I mean, movies have been made about it. Books have been written about, like, why do women like the bad boys and the men that treat them like crap? And of course, that's not everyone, but it's like that's kind of pushed on us too. That there's a super nice guy. He's amazing. And, if you look at everything he has to offer, he's like perfect. But I just don't have any feelings for him. I want the guy that has no money, no job. He's a jerk. It's really interesting. It brought up a lot of energy, as relationships often do. So that was just something.
Hey, we have two people on the line.
All right. Who we got
here? Anita is first, and then Grant. Hey, Grant. Hang in there, Grant. We'll come and talk to you. We got to talk to a man.
Yes, we want to talk to a man about this.
So let's talk to Anita first.
Hi.
Hello, Anita. Hi. How are you?
Hi.
Oh, I don't know. I'm stuck.
Okay.
It could be men. I don't know. It's just me. I have goals I have to do, and it more has to do with health from an accident in 2008, and doctors, and my self-esteem, and going forward again. I've been so they moved around, switched around with different doctors that for innumerable reasons. But I just thought I'd call in tonight and see if there's anything that Diana Althea could pick up on and help me with.
Sure.
And also has to do with my parents are getting older, like in their older 80s and 90s, and I'm having a lot of emotions about that too, and I'm just kind of stuck of which direction to go into. So I'm kind of escaping the last 2 to 4 months of.
Okay, so I'm sure we can't take care of everything tonight,
right?
But
I mean, whatever comes up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Althea, do you want to start?
Sure. Did you want to work on the accident that you said you had?
Yeah, if that's what you feel is the most important. Yeah, I think it's more or less. Yeah, I've had so many people tell me different ways to handle this, and I don't know. I'm stuck myself right now. So yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so Diane and I generally will clear at the same time, and if she has something to add, she'll come in, but we're going to clear at the same time. So it's always a good idea to just release any shock and trauma and stuck energy from any type of accidents. And what if you don't have to deal with it anymore? There's this idea that if we go through some sort of traumatic event, that it's just locked in place. And sometimes people are absolutely terrified and unwilling to even let go of it. I asked someone a few years ago, they witnessed someone pass away in front of them, and their eyes kind of glazed over, and I said, well, did you want me to clear that for you? And they got super triggered and said, absolutely not. Somehow they thought that they were doing something wrong by releasing themselves of that stress and that energy. So I'm not going to push you, but if that, it's whatever you'd like to work on. We're here to clear up whatever you'd like to clear up. I'm not going to push it at all. And it's entangled. So go ahead.
Right, and I'm having bad headaches today, and I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's from that, itself, the reliving, you know what I'm saying, of going to do doctors, and because I do have to get a surgery, but the accident itself.
Was it a car accident?
No, it wasn't a car accident. It was a work-related accident, and it happened. Head injury, cervical spine, thoracic, lumbar, hip, and hamstring.
Okay.
You can go ahead and ask her. I'm just gonna start clearing you. Okay. You may feel some things. Just go ahead and relax.
I was just going to ask you, Anita. So, do you want to release all of that?
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you familiar with Access Consciousness, with the clearing statement from Access Consciousness at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so Access is a whole system of different tools, and one of the tools that I really love to use is the clearing statement. So I'm not going to explain it. You can Google it, the Access Consciousness clearing statement, but it sounds a little funny, so I just like to say it really quickly first. It's right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all 9, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And it's basically like waving your magic wand and clearing things. So that's the way I like to explain it really quickly.
Access Conscious.
Yeah, Access Consciousness clearing statement. It explains, there's a page online that explains what every part of that statement is and what it means. Okay, but you're just going to hear me say it, so I wanted to explain what it was or say what it was. So,
okay.
So what is, and not everything I do is Access, it's just some of the tools that I use, but let me ask you, what is it that comes up for you? Because I also agree with Althea, that's where I was going to go, was the accident. But what comes up for you when you think about the accident? What's the emotional, is there anger, is there fear, frustration, like what comes up for you when you think about the accident?
What comes up? Okay, I guess I'm going past the accident. I'm going to the part of the healing part.
Okay.
And I got taken away from the team of doctors I had and moved during a certain portion and the healing after the accident.
Okay. So you were with you were with a team of
Yeah,
doctors that you liked, and then you that got changed.
Right. And that was about 3 years after the accident.
Okay. And what's the issue with the change?
I still have resentment on that.
Okay. And what are you resentful about?
That happened to be family members who did it, and it took me about a year and a half later to get angry about it, because I needed to take care of me first.
Okay, so you had some family members move you physically, and you had to have different doctors?
Yeah, and right, and I it was right. Maybe there's a pattern there, but yeah, I had to have, and then like when the doctor said go to Mayo Clinic or Cleveland Clinic, it was like I feel like I was neglected.
Okay. Do you have something, Althea?
Yeah. So, are you noticing? Go ahead.
I guess I kind of felt like I was neglected when I kind of look at it after the accident because I wasn't put in the hospital, and I shouldn't have gone through all this. It should have been, actually it should have been taken care of immediately, and they should have found out I was immediately. So I guess I've got, I was trying to look at the positive side of things, and forgiveness, but I'm tired. And I know and the doctors right now I don't think are working with me the way I need, and I feel like I have to start all over again, and I'm tired, and I think that's the biggest resentment, as I'm afraid of my future.
So you mentioned family members, is that correct?
Yes.
Did I hear that? So your family members made you switch doctors, is that what you said?
But they just moved me to a totally different state and everything, and then to do it all over again. And I. Do
you feel like your family hasn't been there for you your whole life, really? In some ways, kind of outcast or something? Because you are holding a lot of Yeah. So do you know? Okay, I'm going to ask you straight up. Do you want to release the shock and trauma from the accident?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and take a breath. Because here's the thing. What if you get to start over again? A fresh start. We do. We get a fresh start in every moment. We get a fresh start definitely every day unless you want to carry the past with you, and you're the one that ends up suffering. Okay, so just breathe and just go ahead and give yourself permission right now, okay? You feel as though your power's been taken away a lot, that people don't understand you. You're a very, very sensitive person. You're very aware of things, and somehow that got twisted into a bad thing, as it often does. So just breathe and release anywhere that you've judged yourself for being angry and resentful towards your family. And there's some sort of some really distorted, twisted energy of almost like trying to punish them by holding on to the shock and trauma. I can't get the exact wording. It's just the energy of it. So just breathe, and whatever you're willing to release, let's go back to the accident time energetically and just release all that. Whatever you're willing to let go of. And I'm going to bring up that energy of victim. It really ticks people off a lot, and that's okay if you get mad at me, because I'd like you to just choose beyond that and be free. So is that cool? Can you just let go of any type of, anywhere you're causing or creating yourself to play the victim in anywhere that anyone else has obligated you to play that role. Can you just drop it now? Throughout all time, space, dimension, realities in between, beyond, breathe. Releasing any energies in your physical body and all of your energy bodies, known and unknown, that don't belong to you. Just send them out. You may see them, you may feel them.
And Anita, anywhere that you have decided that, no, everywhere that you've given more power to your doctors or anyone else than you've given to yourself, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? And that means, will you clear that?
Yeah.
Because you're giving a lot of power. And I'm not saying, like, I don't know the ins and outs of your situation. I'm not saying you don't need doctors, but you're giving them a lot of power. It's like yeah, I'm not even going to explain it more than that. You're just giving them a lot of power, and you're allowing yourself to be completely powerless. Just very simple.
And you're very powerful, Anita. Very, very powerful.
And you're allowing other people to decide for you instead of being in your power and co-creating that or so taking that back and being in it. And there's an energy coming up of it's like Althea was saying, sometimes we hang on to stuff because we want to prove people wrong and we want to make people wrong. And so it can often take a lot of strength to say, I'm actually just going to let that go, because for my own good, I'm not going to hang on to it anymore, even though that might be like letting somebody off the hook. And so that's what she was referring to with the accident. But in the same sense, I'm getting it around this not being in your power thing, as if, well, nobody ever taught me that, so I'm not going to. Yeah, that's it. It's almost like, well, I've never been taught that as a child since I was a child, and so I'm not going to just step into it, because then I'd be making them right. And so to keep them wrong, I'm going to stay out of my power and stay the victim. So I don't know if that makes any sense in your head, but whatever that is and whatever that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. Yeah, because sometimes we will not choose change because we want to keep other people in the wrong. So anywhere and everywhere that you have not allowed yourself to step into your power and to be the powerful being that you truly be, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And even if you've never had any role model in your family, in your life, to role model being a powerful woman, being in your power, creating your life, all of that, what if you just chose to be it, and that if you tapped into what you know, and everywhere that you've been made wrong for what you knew, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Because if you tapped into your knowing, you know so much, and you've just been hiding it to fit into the world, right? To what doctors are saying, what these people are saying, what your family is saying, it doesn't necessarily fit what you know. And so what we do is we're gaslighting ourselves. We're like, well, my knowing is different, but they must know better than I do. So everywhere you've done that, will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And everything that you have bought and sold, everything that you've been told and that you've believed about trauma, about accidents, how long it takes to heal, how you're stuck with it, how you can't just let it go. You have to deal with it forever. It's got to be managed. All of that. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
You say
And
not
everywhere
yet?
you programmed your body with that. Say that again?
Wait, hang on. Did you say not yet, Anita, or yes?
No, I said
think
yes.
she said yes. She said
Okay,
yes.
good. Okay, we're wrong with that. Puck, all 9 shorts,
Yeah.
boys and beyonds.
Whew. We're like, we're in
I almost
mid-clearing.
said on one of them I'll do my best, but I said yes that time, and I thought I felt the release on that one.
Oh, perfect. Good. Okay, so then Althea was going on with the body.
Yeah, just everywhere that you've programmed your body to hold on to the shock and trauma. So our bodies and different parts of our bodies think that they're supposed to hold on to it. We just walk around with that belief. So let's deactivate that out of all of your cells, releasing imprinting and branding. And I want you to go ahead and just see any soul fragments and any pieces of you that you feel like maybe shattered off or you lost. Because a lot of times that happens. It's an interesting thing. And just any part of you, anywhere you feel like you're not quite the same. And we're not the same. We always change, but anywhere you've equated the accident with you changed into something like things were better before the accident. Like you lost a part of yourself.
Or you could be a different person.
The good old days. So whatever that is, let's release that and just bringing back all parts of you. Just feeling yourself more fully in your physical body. Giving yourself permission to be more fully in your physical body, that it's safe for you now, that you're not going to obligate your body to hold on to pain and shock and trauma, and we're going to delete out anywhere you expect that to recreate. That, of course, it has to recreate. I can't release it that easy. Anywhere you think it has to be difficult. And let's just bring in the energy and activate that you start to have more and more gentle yet very clear awareness when other people's thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and opinions about the accident, anytime that conversation's brought up, even with the doctors, that you can still choose beyond that.
Yeah, how much of, you don't have to have an answer to this, but just be in the energy of it. How much of what you are experiencing right now is other people's projections of what they think you should still be experiencing?
Mm-hmm.
So everything that is, and where, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know. I feel like I pick up
and you don't have to. You don't have to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to know. That's why I said you don't have to know. It's just a question to bring up the energy of what that could be, and then we clear it. So how much of what you're experiencing is actually other people's projections and points of views about what you should be going through and dealing with? So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Are you physically like incapacitated by this stuff, or?
I don't know what that word means.
Well, do you walk, or are you?
Walk. I walk. I still feel the pain on the top of the head, and
okay, you're mobile.
The head area.
But so it comes and goes, and the right side of the body, and it comes and goes. I get better.
Okay, but
sometimes.
You're mobile is what I meant. I guess I should have asked. Okay.
Right. I force myself to. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just wondering where to go next, because there's a lot and there's only so much we can do. And I don't want to leave you in a place where you're like, in this kind of new empty space and you don't know how to deal with it. So,
what? Well, since you said that you're still having some issues with the head area, and I'm perceiving a lot of stuff in there, would you like to release some stuff that's stuck in the head and the brain area and your expectation of it, so that maybe you can just have some clarity as well, so that you feel like you're actually thinking more clearly? Would you like to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, just go ahead. And anything you want to ask about that other than clearing, go right ahead.
Althea does a lot of this work silently, so just mentioning that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. As she's doing it, we're watching it ourselves on the YouTube, but this is also audio, so if she goes silent for 5 minutes,
hi. So right
okay,
now, I'm releasing any dense stuck energies or the perception of those stuck in Anita's head right now, so that she can have clarity.
Yeah.
Just breathe and relax, and anywhere that you're unwilling to let this go, because if you just notice, do you feel that resistance you have to letting that go?
Yeah.
Do you notice that?
Well,
and that's totally fine. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah,
it's totally okay.
Yeah.
So just breathe, and we're just going to allow that to just shift out however much it wants to release. You don't want to let...
And it's important when you, as Althea is doing that, I just want to say it's important as you're, when you have the awareness that you're resisting something or you've chosen something that you think, oh, that wasn't really great, don't make yourself wrong for it. You just notice it and you go, oh, okay, interesting. I'm resisting it. What's that about? Or what is it? Or how can I choose something different? What would it take for me to not resist that anymore? Or you could just say, okay, I'm done resisting it. But because it's just information, really. If you're resisting it, then it's good to look at it and say, okay, why am I resisting that? So what would happen if I let this go? Right. If I went back to being okay and not having this problem?
Right.
You still got some anger in there, don't you? And that's okay, too. That's just, there's a lot of stuff moving even when we're not actively clearing. Just having these conversations is expanding your energy, and always asking what you and your higher self, whatever you'd like to call it, what you are willing to receive from this conversation. So you have a lot of stuff that moved out tonight, but some key points for sure were just catching yourself whenever you go back into the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, or the conversations around you are talking about people expecting you to still be suffering and putting you in the victim position. And also just having awareness around any anger or resentment that you're still holding towards certain family members or doctors or whatever. And maybe you'll choose to let that go, because the only person it really hurts or holds back is you or the person holding on to it.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah, you let a lot of stuff go. You're doing really great. You're a super powerful being, and maybe you'll choose to just be in your power more. That will make life more fun and easy. Yeah, because you're very, very powerful, and it seems that likely scared a lot of people when you were younger, and you're like, oh, crap, I got to stop doing that. Well, maybe just be okay with scaring people. Be okay with it. Yeah, notice, look, you just giggled. Feel how much lighter you felt just having that awareness there. Let them be scared, because you're inspiring them too. When you step up and you be who you truly are, and you're like, I don't care what people think about me. I'm going to be me. You give other people that little spark that they can run with and go, oh my gosh, I can do this too.
Yeah, and then there are other people who won't like it, and that's okay too. We just can't let that be, our defining anything. It's, we let ourselves be defined by other people's expectations and other people's points of views. And just don't be defined. Just be, tap into that power. And Anita, if you want to next week, if you're still, don't hang on to it for this. But if you're still feeling, don't hold on to anything just because, we can talk again next week. But if you happen to still be having some of that anger and resentment next week, call back and I'll do some EFT tapping with you to help you release some of that, if you'd like.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Diana.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks, Anita.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Mhm. Bye.
Awesome.
Okay, we have Grant and Karen. So Grant, let's talk to Grant. And Karen, if we don't get to you, please call back next week if you can. Gosh, an hour goes by so quickly.
I know, right? Especially when you got a bunch of juicy stuff to talk about.
Hello,
Right.
Grant.
How
Are you
guys
still
doing
there?
tonight?
Hey, how are
It is
you? Are
Grant
you
here.
still?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
hear us?
I am still here, yeah.
Are
Interesting,
you
though.
still
Actually, I
in
was just
Canada?
calling in. I'm still in Canada. Actually, I'm in Winnipeg right now in a haunted hotel, which is fantastic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I just actually finished a 3-day Access Consciousness Bodywork class. So I'm feeling very grateful as far as that goes.
Awesome.
It's interesting because you guys actually have like a 30-second delay on the YouTube post. So when I see you, it's like doesn't match up to the voice. Yeah.
Well,
I can kind of tell that, yeah. Yeah.
we see it too as we're watching ourselves. It's okay.
Exactly.
That's why I'm always laughing,
But I was
actually.
just-
Like, this is hilarious.
Wait till we try to do this again.
Wait, wrong way. I don't know.
It's not working. We're gonna get it eventually.
There we
Trying
go.
to do a high five. It's not working.
Okay.
What's up, Grant?
Magical dorks.
Well, actually, what's up is I noticed you guys are talking about the relationships. And, like, I actually have the Gentleman's Club on my nightstand table right now. So it's like I called in to go and say what kind of discussion we can have on that.
Okay.
But if someone is behind us or behind me in line that actually has something that's clearing involved, I'm wondering if I should bump or not.
Well, why don't we?
I mean, we can.
Well, what did you say?
Trying desperately not to watch you guys right now because it's like.
I know, but we're so
you want-
mesmerizing, right?
We are, right?
Well, right now
Do
you
you
just
want
did the
us
hand
to
movements,
see
right?
if
And it's like,
the
well,
person wants a clearing?
Well, I was just thinking I don't want to get in the way if someone actually can use some energetic help. Of course, that's just working the assumption I could use, not use some energy help.
Okay, well, hang in there, Grant, and let's, Bill, do you want to put Karen through? And we'll see if Karen wants a little bit of energy work. But Grant, I love that you called to chat.
Well, you know I love you guys.
Hey, Karen.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I don't know if we're on a four-way now. I don't know if Grant's still on or not. But
Yeah,
Can you
right?
hear
Are
me
you
or
there,
not?
Karen?
oh, yeah, we're all there. Oh, perfect. Wonderful.
It's a
Karen,
party!
Karen, what can we help you with?
Okay, this is kind of weird because it's like doctor stuff too. I went to the doctor a while back because I'd had a sinus infection and I did an ear test. And of course they came out and said, "Oh, you are perfect for your age."
Oh.
So you can't hear right in here. And I don't like that. There's something wrong with what is this age thing? There's a part of me that doesn't want to believe this, and yet I keep falling for it. I fell for it when I was in my 30s, and they said, the eye doctor said, at 40 you'll have to have glasses. And I said, no, I won't. I will never wear glasses. My family doesn't wear glasses. Guess what? At 42, I had glasses. But he was just adamant. So I'm thinking, am I falling somewhere? Is there some imprint about aging that I'm not I don't believe it, but I'm not able to get rid of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody on the planet has that.
No, you're the only one who's buying the lies of aging. You're the only one on the planet buying the lies of aging.
Well, that's the thing. I think there's too much of us buying this, and it's like harder to get rid of because there's too many people buying this lie. That's
okay. So hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let's stop right there where you said that it's harder. See, even that you said that it's harder to get rid of it because there's more people, whatever. That's just a point of view. You're already sticking yourself with it's more difficult. So it doesn't matter if there's 50 million people or 10 million people or 5 people. if you're buying into it, you're buying into it. So now you're blaming how many people there are for you believing it. So everywhere that you've decided that it's, so everywhere that you've decided that it's harder for whatever reason, that it's hard to shift this, will you destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's a victim, right? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah. So what's the thought? What's the thought, Karen? It's hard to what? What's hard?
What's hard? I don't want to say that it's hard. I feel like I don't want to say that.
You don't want to say it because you don't want to say it, or because you don't believe it?
I don't believe it. I really don't think it has to be hard.
You don't think it has to be hard, but so everywhere you've decided that it is, though, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah. Well, let's put the reality of it, the doctor tests show, all that.
So you're believing it. So
Karen, how many people would be furious with you if you didn't age? Ugh. Who do you think you are?
No, I know that I want to age. I think there's nothing wrong with getting beautiful as you get older.
That's great. That's your point of view. But truthfully, how many people would be ticked off at you? And who do you think you are? Because you can talk a good talk like we all do, but the energy's not matching up.
How? Okay. What's wrong?
Look how many people, especially women give other women such a hard time for how they look all the time. And especially, it's that, oh, you look so good for your age. And then like, oh, why is she dressing that way? She's this old. It's just like all over the place.
Yeah, I get that already.
And when you went into defending the aging when you said I don't want to have a problem, or there isn't a problem with aging, whatever. So you're defending it. So that's the thing where it doesn't, and of course, this is not right or wrong. We're just pointing it out to you, right? Because
I'm trying to figure it out too myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So to go back to Althea's question, how many people would you piss off if you reversed aged? Yeah. So everywhere you're not willing to be that, everywhere you're not allowing that to be, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine, boys and beyond.
That's awesome. Wow.
Whoa.
Don't try to trick me, Karen.
What?
Don't try to trick me.
We're the magical mofos.
Yeah, we're magical mofos. We have X-ray vision.
Oh, okay. What happened?
That's awesome.
So, and to repeat what I said to Anita before, everywhere that you've given doctors more power than you've given to you, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Whew. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Ooh. I'm curious, Grant, since you just finished a 3-day body class, do you have something juicy to ask?
Oh, yeah.
Whew.
Sorry, can you guys still hear me? Guess a good thing I wasn't humming or singing,
Isn't that all right?
Do you want to contribute something, Grant?
Well, what's the hot topic?
Well, don't make something up. If you don't have
he wasn't listening. Okay. It's okay. We thought you were listening. We were talking about aging, but that's okay. I got more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, is aging specifically the hot topic? Because they didn't really cover, from access.
No, it's what she was talking about.
Yeah.
It'd be hearing and eye.
Karen was talking about aging.
Yeah.
Say that again?
I'm just trying to, I was buying time to try and figure out what within the class actually might fit what's going on here.
Oh, cool.
You could think that I'm physically, mentally connected now as a result of this 3-day class. But yeah. One of the
I just thought you might have had
showed
something popping.
Well, I was trying to let you guys do all that work. I wasn't going to try and take over.
Oh, we won't let you.
Yeah, you can't take over.
That's why I'm not trying.
We will take you down. No kidding.
Okay, well, tell you what, Grant, if something comes to you, just jump in, because I can go back to this. So, Karen,
right now,
yeah, go ahead.
it's just the idea that, like, from the 3-day body class, the big thing was the idea of receiving, and actually the gratitude of actually doing that. And I have to admit, like, everyone that walked out of that class looked like they were 20 years younger.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's just a matter of clearing out the judgment. Okay, maybe 20 years is a bit of exaggeration. Maybe that was partially my imagination as opposed to what's going on. But let's just say they were happier and feeling and looking a little bit younger. Is that now? Because there's the idea of removing the judgments we have, mainly judgments about aging, I guess, more than anything else.
Yeah.
That really assists in the idea of, it's like, okay, well, how does our body show up? Like, if we're not sitting there and judging on the fact of, it's like, oh, darn, it's like my body hurts, and it's like, oh, darn, it's like I have this gray hair. Your body basically just starts singing, and it's like, oh, you're actually appreciating me now. I'm showing up as differently as a result. I don't know if that actually fits with,
I had a huge awareness this weekend about body and how every time it changes, because I perceive changes in my body, and I tend to go to the polarity of fat versus thin, big, small, and that's the polarity that I've experienced my body in, I'm going to be 45. And all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, what if whatever this change is has nothing to do with fat or thin? What if it's just change? And it was really cool, because it was almost like I almost heard my body going, yes, you finally get it. It's just change, right? It was this like very gleeful, moment. And so, but I like what Grant was saying about the perceiving, because that's the same thing about aging, like the polarity of old versus young, right? And what if we allow our bodies to change and to be? And it's true, the more you destroy and uncreate your points of views about bodies and aging and all of that stuff, your body can be something completely different. Like my body, I'm aware that my body, and that's as far as I can get through the points of views that I have, my body is 27. So, what could I look like if I destroyed all my points of views? The more I destroy them, I perceive changes in my body. It's very, very cool. So, all of the points of views, all of the lies that you've bought and sold about bodies and aging, will you destroy and uncreate them all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, and yawns. And everywhere that you've made aging wrong, because that's the other thing. If you could get out of right and wrong,
definitely,
and just be.
Well, we have the flip side of that too, where we've made staying young and youthful and beautiful and vibrant wrong too. Because again, how dare you? It's so funny how it goes both ways. Like, wow, all of that. Let's release all of that.
But that's because we're supposed to
go. I just want to go where my body wants to go, like it really wants to. Like it really wants to. I'm really enjoying loving my body right now. My body has been changing drastically since I started listening to it and loving it. I know, it's so awesome.
Bodies are awesome. Wow.
So keep destroying and uncreating all your points of views about aging then.
That's okay. Or about the deterioration of certain parts of the body, that's supposed to happen. I think I have to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what's deteriorating? Can you say, or is it private?
Like hearing and eyes. That's about it, actually. Otherwise, I'm doing really good.
Okay. So what's throwing you off about your eyes deteriorating? Why is that bugging you? Because you're making it wrong too, right?
It would just be easier not to wear glasses around.
And have you asked your body? Have you asked your body if the? No, but have you asked the body if the eye issue belongs to body
I never thought of that.
Does the body desire the glasses?
I mean, you know, it serves me in some ways. It hides the bags underneath the eyes.
Well, there you have it.
Hey, you got to get something good out of it.
But Truth, does your...
Or it's Grant here.
Yeah.
Does anyone hear any points of view here?
There's a couple points of view there, yeah.
Well, because what I'm hearing is the point of view that as you get older, your eyes will go and you need glasses. And then the other thing was the point of view was of the, the glasses actually have the purpose of hiding the bags under the eyes. Well, it sounded like there was some energy under the bags of the eyes. But I'm just an innocent bystander here, so I'll just be quiet.
No, absolutely. And that's why I was asking, did you have you asked body? So Truth, does your body desire the glasses?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So, because sometimes stuff does belong to the body, right? And sometimes it's just stuff that we've bought. So then you can ask body, so what would it take to not need the glasses? But like Grant was saying, your points of view about eyesight, about aging, about, what you can see. Sometimes because I have glasses for long distance, and I had the same thing happen as you when I turned 40 and I got new, I've had glasses for probably 10 years, but when I turned 40 and I got a new glasses, new prescription, the doctor said, "Oh, you're 40. So the next time you'll probably need bifocals." And I was like,
my
really,
gosh,
I was like,
what the heck?
Wow, that's really rude. Yeah, apparently when you turn 40, everything goes downhill.
You're going to need a seeing eye dog by the time you're 50, right?
So, but go figure, that's happening to me now, where I'm starting to not see well close up. And I'm like, I'm not having this happen. But sometimes I play with it. Like I'll look far away. And then I run clearings on my points of views about it. So how many points of views do you have about eyesight? Everything that is, will you just read it off? Yeah, you don't have, so when I say how many, you don't actually have to. You just,
I know.
You just get the energy of,
Right.
And so this is a really, really good way to clear this, is you say, how many points of views do I have about my eyes? How many points of views do I have about seeing and aging? How many points of views do I have about aging? And how many points of view do other people have about eyesight?
And how many times have you given your power away to these doctors or people's weird, nasty little comments and their expectations, because so many people around us have gray hairs and their eyes are failing and they have hearing aids and, skin's all sagging and bags under the eyes, people, and then you kind of want to fit in. We do that. We're like, oh, I should fit in. I can't create beyond them because they'll be mad at me or I'll be outcast or whatever all that is too. So just shift that out. This is a big, juicy one, the aging. It's a massive topic. Whew.
So the points of views about aging and about your eyes and all of that, but also where you've made that wrong so that you're not making it wrong.
Right.
Because if you're making it wrong and you can't get past the judgments and you're like, let's say you're just going to keep kicking yourself for having glasses. Like, it's not really that big of a deal.
Right.
Exactly.
You have failed. If you have glasses, people out there, you failed at life. Like, seriously.
No,
whatever that brought up. I'll receive the judgment now.
You can keep that judgment.
Because I'm just going to let it float through me. I'm practicing. Yeah.
So that's everywhere that you have, so maybe what if you brought up all of the energy of every way and everywhere and every how that you have defined your body. and everything that is. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that across all lifetime, space, and dimensions? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And all of the projections that, all of the projections that you've taken on from other people of what you should look like and how you should age and all of that nonsense. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Everywhere that you've made their projections more powerful than your knowing, and everywhere that you haven't allowed yourself to know, be, receive, and perceive, your body, the body, the way, and everywhere that you haven't allowed body to be what it truly be. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And here's the other thing that's coming to me right now. So our bodies, I don't know if you've ever heard this in Access, Gary says the body is within you, right? You're bigger than body. And so bodies exponentialize our experience here as, in this reality. It gives us this human, experience. I'm just looking at the time because we've got a minute left. And so there's a lot of magic. There's so much magic there. There's so much power and potency. And man, do we ever shut that shit down, right? And so if you...
I believe that.
Yeah, so what if you just...
Sorry.
Let it go! Clear!
Destroy and uncreate everything that doesn't allow your body to be its magic, power, and potency. What's that?
I will.
Thank you.
I do. Oh, thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Get in.
Thanks, Fran. Thanks, everybody, for calling.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
The oldest and most trusted station of its kind in the world. This is AchieveRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Desi Arnaz Jr. Welcome to Letting Go with Guy Finley.